So I want to reiterate a little bit of what Congresswoman DeLauro already said to you. I have some of the same concerns, and I want to thank her for advocacy on the poultry slaughter rule. I have a lot of concerns, and I appreciate the many answers you gave, and I'm actually going to take a little different tack with this. But I do think there will be a negative impact on because of the poultry slaughter rule. I think it will have a negative impact on food safety, worker safety, animal welfare. And according to OSHA statistics, poultry slaughterhouse workers have consistently suffered injuries and illnesses at a rate more than twice the national average. And because the line speed could increase up to 175 birds per minute, I think it's hard to say that that won't continue happening. But here's a little bit of a different tack. So since you're currently proposing the rule that allows the industry to police itself and potentially get even bigger slaughterhouses, I want to say that there are many American consumers that are looking for something slightly different when it comes to meat. According to the USDA's Economic Research Service, per capita meat consumption is declining, but demand for beef produced in a certified organic, natural, grass-fed system is actually growing at a rate of 20% per year. At the same time, small producers are struggling to meet the demand of consumers, citing the lack of access to slaughter and processing facilities as their main challenge to entering the market. I know in my home state in Maine, and this is true in much of New England and the Northeast, farmers often have to travel several hours with their animals to reach a slaughterhouse that has the capability and certification to slaughter their animals. So in my opinion, the demand is there, and the USDA needs to do more on this side to support the infrastructure that connects livestock producers with consumers. Your budget justifications for FSIS on page 40 talk about outreach and technical assistance to small and very small processing plants. Could you provide me with information on what your total budget was in FY14 for this activity?
While we're getting you that number, if I can amplify on what that resource buys, we basically are focused on the 90% of the 6,400 plants that we consider to be small that are under our jurisdiction. We have a small plant help desk that has a hotline that folks can call with any questions that they might have. There are training materials and education materials that are produced. There is a small plant newsletter that goes out on a regular basis. And we provide direct help to state agencies in terms of working conditions. I might also point out that this administration has been encouraging mobile slaughter units to be able to address the issue of distance between processing facilities. We stand ready to continue as part of our Know Your Farmer initiative to help engage in that. And we've also been encouraging folks to take better advantage and more advantage of the interstate meat rule that basically allows for an opportunity for state assisted review. So there is a multitude of steps that we're taking. Let me see if I can get you the specific number.
I will. I'll give you one more piece of information. You can follow up with the information. Okay. So I just want to say, I submitted a title that you may remember that was called the Local Food Farms and Jobs Act. And one of the things that we called for, although this language wasn't included, was an advisory group to help develop guidance on food safety requirements, process controls, and pathogen prevention in small processing plants. We also suggested that the USDA work with an advisory group to develop a report and set of recommendations on steps that can be taken to assist small processor. The previous report, which was published in 2006, is now 8 years old. So I guess I'm asking or suggesting that under existing authorities, could you explore moving these two pieces forward as part of your effort to invest in local and regional food systems? And could you use some of the research and technical assistance funding that's in FSIS budget to move forward on either an advisory group or an update of that report?
Those are fair questions and fair requests, and we certainly should take them into serious consideration. I think it is important to note that we have been engaged and involved in terms of market development in a very significant way. Our view is that in order to help these smaller and mid-sized producers, we have got to create more market opportunity, which is why we've been involved in expanding a number of farmers markets and food hubs. We'll continue to focus on that as well.
And let me just reinforce, I know my time is up, but I do appreciate all the work you've done with Know Your Food, Know Your Farmer, and I do think that you have done a lot of work to help expand this market. And I would say this market is growing very fast in spite of whatever anyone has done. It's just a huge interest, and often it's the inability of the producer to meet the demands of the market.